one. Bobi Wine's lawyer, known as Bruce Afran, has released a 50-page report about what happened in the Ugandan elections since last year. You remember very well that there has been a lot of violence and a lot of things that have been done by Museveni and his men in order to block Bobi Wine. All these things have been done in conjunction with all the security agencies in the country, the police, the intelligence agencies, as well as the Electoral Commission and other people. So, Bobi Wine's lawyer, this gentleman known as Bruce Afran, you remember very well he's the gentleman in charge of Bobi Wine's case to the ICC, where they reported or where they petitioned the ICC to investigate Museveni in human rights abuses and things of that sort. So what the gentleman has done, he has written a report about what happened in Uganda. So he has compiled this 50-page document with a lot of evidence in it that shows that the elections in Uganda that happened on January the 14th were indeed unfree and unfair in one way or the other. While I was reading the report, I was actually very, very much excited because the way he showed and the way he wrote his report, really, if at all you care about democracy, if at all you care about Uganda, and if at all you are any person, within any position of power, there is no way you can start congratulating Museveni, number one. There is no way you can stand with the president, and there is no way that you can say that really Museveni won this election. Because the gentleman traces starts his report, with events prior January 14th, where Bobi Wine was blocked, where assassination attempts were made on his life, where people were shot, and all these kind of things. All that stuff has been documented, and it has been brought together in a chronological order with a lot of evidence, with a lot of links, citing different news agencies, as well as citing different media agencies, TVs and radios and audios and things of that sort. So he starts with that, showing how people were being blocked, how Bobi Wine was being captured, how he was denied accommodation just because he is Bobi Wine and just because he is fighting against Museveni and trying to contest against him in the election. He also draws comparison and shows that, okay, all these things were done against Bobi Wine, but none was done against Museveni in one way or the other. Bruce also goes ahead to detail the events on January 14th, whereby Bobi Wine's agents were being arrested, the videos that were being captured by people, as well as bringing in audios here and there and pictures that show the rigging, the ballot stuffing, and the intimidation of Ugandans by security agencies in order to stop them from voting for Bobi Wine. Also, the intimidation that Museveni used by parading a lot of ammunitions, as well as parading military men on the streets of Kampala in order to keep people away from the polls and things of that sort. He also indicates issues of the internet. He also indicates a very, very telling incident where people were actually being told to vote Museveni by force in one way or the other. The gentleman also goes ahead to detail the aftermath of the elections, whereby here he talks about the inconsistencies and the statistical impossibilities that the EC actually released in one way or the other. Now, we saw that Museveni got 100% in 884 polling stations. These 884 polling stations, most of them had over 700 voters. Now, because you cannot say that, okay, 884 polling stations, all these people came out and voted, none of these people migrated, none of them died, none of them got sick on that day. And yet, different news agencies had reported on that particular day that it had rained, and then most of the people had to resist or to not to go to the polls to vote because it was raining heavily. But it turns out that in these areas where it rained heavily, all the people went and voted, and they all voted in favor of Museveni. But there are also incidences that showed where people, when they went to vote, they reached there and they were told that you guys have already voted, so you can go back home. So all these things happen. So sticking on the issues of statistical impossibilities, we find that the report shows that over areas, Museveni had a very big chunk of areas of around 98 and 96% turnout, and all voting in favor of Museveni. Now, all these things happened in Museveni's stronghold, that is the western part of Uganda. Now, the report indicates that when you come to the central part of Uganda, also known as Uganda region, Bobi Wine's results, or Bobi Wine's, these are the things that were done to Bobi Wine's stronghold. Number one, over 1,200 polling stations. The results from those polling stations were not counted from Bobi Wine's stronghold. All those results were not counted. The EC cited saying that, no, we had to announce the results 48 hours because that's what the constitution says. Even if we do not count Bobi Wine's votes, it doesn't matter. For as long as we have counted the gentleman that we want first, then Bobi Wine, we shall cater for him later after 48 hours. So the EC left out 1,200, that is the Electoral Commission. It left out 1,200 polling stations belonging to Bobi Wine's stronghold. That is what the report indicates, and there is evidence to that because the Daily Monitor reported that story, as well as the Observer also reported that story. We also know that in these areas where Museveni had the stronghold, Bobi Wine's polling agents were taken away and some were forced to sign on most of the documents. The DRF forms, or the declaration forms that show the results where every agent signs, most of these forms were actually taken away. So in Bobi Wine's stronghold as well, we also the report also indicates that still results were manipulated, and Bobi Wine was not allowed to, in some places, his agents were also taken away in his stronghold. They also indicate the issue in the aftermath of the election, whereby the internet was switched off. The other thing is that the internet was switched off, one of the things, and then Bobi Wine was actually put under house arrest and things of that sort. So it has lots of gruesome images. The report shows a lot of gruesome images, and also it shows the beating of people, arresting of people, brutal arrest of people, the violence that was unleashed against Bobi Wine and his supporters. All that is documented in this 50-page report. So in conclusion, Mr. Bruce Afran concludes the report saying that what happened in this entire process, it should really be a basis on which whoever receives this report should not accept the results that were declared by the Electoral Commission. What they recall, the way forward to in all this, the report suggests that a new election should be held, and they should make sure that everyone is given a level playing ground, number one. Number two, that the military should be taken back to the barracks. It should not be involved anywhere in the elections. Those are some of the recommendations that the report gives, whereby a new election should be held that respects the rules of democracy, that respects a level playing field, and where there is no interference by the military. So that's what the report actually details. But the report also goes ahead to show the number of people that have been kidnapped, and how they have been kidnapped, and how they have been taken away. Now, most of you will say, okay, the report is out 50 pages. Who is it meant for? This report is meant for anyone who cares about democracy. It is meant for any person who has been following the events in Uganda. If you want to be up to speed on what happened in Uganda, you can go and read this 50-page report. This report is also meant for you well-wishers of Uganda's democracy, guys who are there in Kenya and other parts of the world, Nairobi, Namibia, South Africa, and all these places. Please get this report. forward it to your ministers, forward it to your ambassadors, forward it to people from in your areas and things of that sort if you can. For those of you who live in the West, get this report and forward it to senators and House representatives, or people that are in the UK Parliament, or people that are in the Bundestag in in Germany, or if you're in Sweden and anywhere and you have parliamentarians in all these countries. Get this report, because it's in a soft copy, and send it to these people and let them know about what is happening in Uganda. Because most people are saying, oh, no, Uganda, we don't know what is happening. Can you give me a roundup of what is happening? So you can always give them this, report. It is summarized, easy to read, and very, very straight to the point. Now, you also remember very well that Mr. Bruce Afran, he is Bobi Wine's lawyer, who took a case against Museveni, who petitioned the International Criminal Court on behalf of Bobi Wine to investigate Museveni for human rights abuses and things of that sort. So he's a very powerful gentleman. He has done a lot of work in terms of civil, in terms of racial injustice and things of that sort. So he's just that kind of gentleman. So we thank him for this wonderful report that he has written, and we hope that you guys find good use that you can use the report for, because surely I believe that if Museveni reads the report, there is no way he can be happy at all. There is no way he can be happy, because I read somewhere in the report that shows he even quotes Museveni and his statement, the words that he uses, that, oh, we did beat Bobi Wine and we beat him very well. He was crying, so and so. He also quotes Museveni on various issues and various military men and policemen, the likes of Tumwine, who said that the state has the right to kill you, the likes like Kano Abucha, the leader of the local defense unit, who said that the state will kill you, we shall kill you, warning Ugandans that they will kill them. And indeed, when it happened on November 18th and 19th, people were killed, and the aftermath, even up to today, people are being kidnapped, killed, and tortured, and all these kind of things. So you see that Museveni is not a gentleman who is willing to change. He's not willing to change his ways, and so on and so forth. So for everyone, all these so-called Western countries who are propping up the gentleman and thinking that he will change, this and that, I think that is a long shot, and I don't think that anything is going to happen with Museveni and how he conducts himself. So I'll put a link in the description below where you can get the report. Make good use of it. Try to use the report and send it to your MPs and send it to your leaders in your communities and things of that sort. And maybe if it can land into someone's hand that could help make a difference in our beloved country, Uganda. So thank you very much for listening, and we shall be back for another episode. Bye-bye.